Ah, 7-7, Bo Bevan, Banana Fana, Fee-Fi, Mo Mevin, 7. The Epicure and the Enthusiast. I'm here to tell you about all things 7, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, if you've ever looked through a 7's music collection, you will find a wealth of information about who we are, what motivates us, and what we do under stress. But by and large, we are an upbeat and optimistic group. We are motivated by being happy. So, don't worry, be happy. Now, the next thing you want to look at for a 7 is their day planner. You will find that it is always chock-a-block with things to do because we really want to know what pleasures lie ahead. And we like our friends to be along with us for the ride. However, if a friend doesn't want to go along, a 7 will go it alone. And if you need a cheerleader, a 7 will always be there. Now, here's a wrap. Life is good. Life is great. Life is what 7s appreciate. Now, that cup there, that cup's half full. If you can't see that, well, you're full of bull. Now, yes is more and more and more. No is really quite the bore. Maybe sometimes win the day, but oh, please, sir, may I have more? Well, yes, 7s are also not only an epicure, but also an adventurer. 600 miles from Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port in France to Finisterre in Spain. A spiritual quest undertaken, alone but not alone, full of optimism and openness. Now, here we are, spontaneous and outrageous. My friends are sometimes caught off guard because 7s aren't all extroverts. I'm actually an introvert. But sometimes when I burst out into one of my tame Priscilla, Queen of the Desert moves, they're caught off guard. Independence and self-sufficiency. That's what a 7 is because we like to plan our pleasures. However, it often comes at the expense of not having been nurtured as a child. I remember well the first time I heard the saying, "You don't have to worry about Gail. She can take care of herself." My heart seized up and my life was set. Now, cake. Did someone say cake? And did someone say you can have your cake and eat it too? That is my actual cake on the right 25 years ago. That is my friend type 7, Carl, with his birthday cake. We are known for our sweet tooth, which can lead to gluttony. Now, ouch! Why didn't I listen when they said too much of a good thing is too much of a good thing? Did I listen? No. And look at me. I am the picture of excess. I'm an embarrassment to my type, and I'm afraid to move for fear I'll burst. For a 7, in the moment, excess is great. But if you're a 7, you do not want to be put into a box. No way. That's way too limiting. A 7 does not want to be limited. A 7 wants to let freedom ring, have the doors fly open, and have plenty of options because we were born this way. Now, just saying no to drugs is a very good thing. Just saying no to a 7 is not so good because a 7 does not like to be limited. We don't want to hear, you can't go there, you can't eat that, you can't do this, you can't say that. In fact, we'll move on to boredom. Okay, now boredom for 7 is a real no-no. The last thing in the world we want is that. In fact, we will do anything to avoid boredom. So in order to avoid it, we would say, let's get the party started. Anything, but not boredom. But I will say this, if boredom is a no-no, then for 7s, disappointment is a no, 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 no. We will do anything to avoid disappointment. We can take a flight of fancy faster than a speeding bullet. We will do anything. We will make lemonade out of lemons. We will do anything to avoid disappointment. Now, the word on the street is that 7s have difficulty making commitments. This is not so, because 7s live from their heart's desire. And if the right thing comes along, we are all in, whether it's a career, a commitment, an activity, or a life passion. You can count on us. Now, 7s often like to change the world, to alleviate suffering, and sometimes that can lead to an adventure. Here, a 7 takes on the form of human flypaper, and these Tanzanian orphans know who to crawl on for a good time. Often, service is a spiritual call. Now, a relationship for a 7 often works best when it's lighthearted, caring, and fun. 7s are not so good when it's time to process. In fact, my eyes have been known to glaze over at the 5-minute mark of an intense discussion. However, walking and talking is good. Now, being spontaneous and outrageous can take on many, many looks. As a child, I often got in trouble for being sassy, which is really not a good trait in a Southern child. However, since I was born to be wild, we'll move on. Okay, for a 7, life can seem like an endless and glorious buffet. How about a little this? How about a little of that? But when 7s find what means the most to them, whether it's a practice or an activity or a relationship or a friendship, it can last a lifetime. Well, we connect to 5 and 1. When I am a 5, it's when I'm deeply immersed in study or a good book or a nice weed patch. When I am in a committed relationship or find something I love, then I find the gifts of number 1, which means I weigh my options. If the world were designed with me in mind, the world, everyone would have what they need: food, shelter, clothing, early nurturing. There would be no bullying, meanness, or greed. There would be world peace. Everyone would have their own unique connection to the divine. And we would have bright and sunny days. Thank you.